but before we go tonight, a warning to all parents of school-aged kids in California tonight. The California State Department of Education has started implementing a new framework for sex education in public schools for grades K through 12. Here's what your kid is going to be taught. And go ahead and look this up for yourself too and share this video. Parents need to know, because you as a parent, you cannot opt your child out of this. In kindergarten, teachers are encouraged to talk to your 5-year-old about gender identity and transgenderism, to make sure your kindergartner knows that she can be a boy if she wants to be a boy. Under these new guidelines mandated by the state, in middle school and California public schools, teachers will be talking to your 11-year-old child about masturbation and telling your preteen that masturbation is perfectly healthy, perfectly normal. In junior high and high school, teachers are encouraged to teach your teenager from a book called SEX, the All You Need to Know Sexuality Guide to get you through your teens and 20s, that gives descriptions about anal sex and bondage. You can't make this stuff up. And safe sex. Now, the safest safe sex practice to avoid pregnancy and STIs is abstinence, right? But does this new government framework include curriculum on abstinence or chastity to teach to 13, 14, 15-year-old kids? Nope. This framework teaches kids that abstinence means oral sex or anal sex or any sexual behavior that can't get you pregnant. This framework encourages teachers to talk to teenagers about LGBT relationships and teaches them about puberty, not from a scientific standpoint, but in a way that creates an environment that challenges binary concepts of gender. So first, in other words, your kid will go to biology class and learn about 2 types of DNA, male and female, and then they'll go to sex ed class and be brainwashed into thinking there are 158 different genders, however you feel. And parents, you have no power to opt out of this radical leftist indoctrination. If your kid goes to public school in California, if you don't want your 5-year-old learning about transgenderism, too bad. Because the director of curriculum frameworks and instructional resources at the California Department of Education, her name is Stephanie Gregson. She says, I think that people hear the word transgender or gender identity and guidance for kindergarten through grade 3, and they think the worst. It's really about civil rights issues. Since when is bondage a civil rights issue, Stephanie? And we can prove you're full of it, because if you actually wanted to teach children the science behind gender dysphoria, you'd include that in the framework. But you don't. Where is the scientific information about the rate of regret for people who've had gender reassignment surgery? Where's the information about how the suicide rate for transgender people doesn't change long-term after surgery? Where's the information about the rate of minors, the 90% of minors who outgrow gender dysphoria by the time they're adults if they're not encouraged to transition? Where's the information about counseling to address the comorbid psychiatric disorders that are so common in people suffering from gender dysphoria? But none of that is included in your framework. Because your framework is just plain old indoctrination, brainwashing of children to advance your political agenda. Make no mistake, the state of California is sexualizing children and blacklisting parents to push the radical leftist gender identity agenda. 5-year-olds don't need to know about transgenderism. 5-year-olds don't need to know anything about sex. And if their parents want them to know about sex, then the parents should tell them. And the parents should decide what's normal and healthy and moral and safe, not the California government.
Alright, man, now you see this, man. Esau is the damn devil, man. These red Hebrew Edomites are the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. And if you don't know by now, Esau is the so-called white man. So let me get a couple scriptures, man. But before I get into this lesson, man, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone. That we will. Peace, love, and salutations to the Lord's elect, man, wherever you may be, man. Shalom to the few sisters that listen and learn Man, this got me thrown off just a little bit, man. But don't nothing surprise me about this devil. Where was I going, man? Oh, yeah. Gotta start off here, man. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12 and verse 16. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, for who one morsel of meat sold his birthright, man. But the point I want is the first part. Any fornicator or profane person is Esau, man. Outside of the temple, outside of the covenant of the Most High, man. And the Most High hates you, man. And you know it. You got to know in your spirit that the Most High is not dealing with you, man. At all, man.